Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Sandbox Saturday stream, or should I say, the Sandies 2022. The Sandies. I'm joined here. Well, I didn't say my name. I am Alex Florez, aka Kamisazi. Joined here in voice, mind, body, and soul by Lucas is right.
That's me.
And also in voice by Radcon Dad. Hi, Conrad.
Hello, everybody.
He's everywhere.
And I'm a little frazzled because we decided to do an award ceremony, and we've got 50 nominees.
That's
Some of them more than once, so technically less than 50 nominees. But we've got 10 different categories that we have nominated the best of the Sandbox content creators, game makers, artists, studios, level designers, all sorts of stuff. We're going to get through all of it, but we've got 10 awards to give away and 5 nominees in each category. The winners in this award ceremony will be receiving the Sandium Staff 2022.
Oh.
This is going to update each year that we do the competition. There will be a new year's staff. You can see it's got the rotating years, like this spell going around, this block of Sandium metal in the center here on an oak staff. This is a Wizzy content item. There's only 10 of these legendary items with 48 power, 29 magic, and
That's
each
cool.
one of these 10 will be going to our 10 winners. So we're not even holding any of these in reserve at the council.
None.
So on top of that, we're also giving away 1,000 sand to each of these winners. So
Are you
if
guys
that's
mad?
I
said, are you mad?
am I mad? Oh,
No,
I'm
mad,
not
like, are
giving
you
away. The Sandbox is
crazy?
giving it away.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I asked
Well, either way,
Sebastian, and
it's
he's
awesome.
like, "Let's do it." So
He's
this
so
event
generous.
is hosted by, presented by the council.
Hmm?
We are the council, me, Joe, Conrad, Panda, some others are the council, and we did the voting, compiled this list, and the Sandbox is sponsoring the Sand prize.
That's awesome.
So that's what we're doing for the winners. All nominees will also be receiving the Oak Wizard staff. There's a whole bunch of these. I've got plans for these in the future. We'll talk about that later. But if you stick around during the show, we'll be doing a giveaway form, and 5 people will get a chance to also pick up an Oak Wizard staff. So we've got a lot of stuff going on.
When I was a kid, you get trophies for everything, and not once did I ever receive a staff for winning something. And now I'm looking back on my earlier years, and I'm quite regretful. I feel like I got let down.
I don't know. I felt like the trophy needed to be functional. I wanted the trophy to have utility. That's what I wanted.
I mean, it's awesome. I love it. I think it's a great idea.
I'm super
Very
into it.
on brand.
I wish I could get a reward for doing something that is a weapon of sorts.
Yeah. Like, how cool would that have been if you were a kid and they were like, "Hey, if you win first place in this tournament, you're
Here's a katana.
yeah, we're gonna give you some throwing stars."
Right.
Every single kid that was around and heard about it would be fighting tooth and nail to win that award.
All right. Well, are we ready? I think we're ready.
Always.
Like, let's just
Always.
go.
Let's
Let's
get it.
do this.
Let's start.
All right. Our first category for the Sandies 2022 is Best Content Creator of 2022. Our nominees are AU24K, King of Crypto, OG Shakespeare, Razul Elder, The Nobody, and Touche.
It's a heavy list right there.
So we picked people who are streaming on Twitch, sharing stuff on Twitter, making videos, making content. I wanted to start with this category because the sandbox grows because of these people. And these are great people in our community who are really engaging with their audience, making really cool stuff. So without further ado.
Right. And of course,
okay.
I do gotta say,
sure,
I can only imagine, I don't know what the results are, but I can only imagine every one of these are by narrow margins.
Yeah, I mean,
Everybody
even
on each list, oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's like, so the way we scored these, we had everybody vote on a scale of 0 to 5, and I think it was like 1 full point of difference between everybody, about. So like between 4 and 5.
Okay.
For most, yeah.
I love it.
And that's like in every single category. I mean, this is really this entire competition is like the best of the best all around. So in pretty much, I'm checking through here, every single category, I think everybody scored 4 or higher in a scale of 0 to 5. So yeah, everything was really close.
I like it.
All right, so the winner of the best content creator of 2022 is Razul Elder the Nobody.
Very nice.
Congratulations.
Razul.
I don't know if he's in the chat here. I haven't seen him pop in with a bless yet. He does pop in quite frequently. We had the great privilege, all of us here on this call here had the great privilege of meeting him in person in New York City for NFT NYC. One of the nicest people that I've met in New York. And just, he works so hard. I'm going to go back to my main scene here.
Oh, man,
so
that was, oh man, doing any of this was, such close margins. I'm pretty certain I was just like 5 all the way across the board.
Yeah,
like,
I think it was. He was a solid 5.
Like, everyone is just amazing.
I feel like that's fair.
Even my dog.
So Razul is hustles so hard, and he's constantly making cool new stuff. He's made an entire rap album focused on Sandbox Alpha Season 3. If you haven't checked him out before, you should definitely check him out. We're gonna link him in the chat here. So congratulations, Razul, the Nobody. You just won Best Content Creator of 2022 in the Sandbox.
Congrats.
Moving on to our next category, we've got the Best Artist of 2022. And some of these names you may or may not be familiar with. All of these artists are amazing. You should definitely check them all out. I put them as their Twitter handles here. We've got DM Archer DW, Kinhim1, RGB XO, and RustyXB, and finally Shinkiru10. A lot of these people ended up on this list from their amazing entries into VoxEdit competitions. Thank you to PandaPops for helping get all of those together. We reviewed almost 100 different artist profiles to do this voting, just to narrow down to these 5. It was not easy at all.
I can only imagine the tough time you guys had with that.
And we weren't just looking at like a single entry to a VoxEdit contest. We're looking at like a body of work over the past year.
Yeah, which makes it even tougher.
And there was quite a few artists on this list that were not on my radar. That sharing through an event like this, I was able to find, and even a few names right here in the top 5. I was blown away, and just folks. Every corner of the Sandbox is just so talented.
Indeed. Yeah, and some of them, like, talk about off the radar, some of them are ones that haven't even been competing. I don't know why they're not competing, because they do really good work, but Yeah, just all these people, really great artists. Not just it's not like the highest node count, the most complicated animations. Just overall, the quality of their work is amazing. And we also tried to focus on people who had a variety in their work. So some people are doing not just characters, they're doing cars, they're doing buildings, they're doing monsters, they're doing all sorts of stuff. So that definitely helped improve scores for some of the voting when people had a lot of variety in their portfolio too.
I'm sorry, go on. I would like to say something when you're done though.
I know that was it. That was I was about to say who the winner is, but you go right ahead.
I was just gonna say my favorite asset that I own in my wallet to this day is one by DM Archer DW, and I know you know which one it is. It's that giant
robot.
Oh my god, that thing is so beautiful. I adore that asset on so many levels. And the funniest part was when I first got it, I thought it was like a suit of armor. I didn't realize how massive it was until I put it in an experience. It was just like staring up at it.
Yeah,
like,
it's like
what
5 stories tall, something like that.
Which made it even cooler.
Yeah.
I'm a sucker for giant mechs.
Yes, because you have good taste.
Well, interestingly enough, our winner for Best Artist of 2022 was, in fact, DM Archer DW.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. I've been following them for probably about a year now. And yes, they do amazing work. They've got cool animations like this. I don't even know what to call this. What is this thing?
I don't know. That's really.
It's an animated
like
table.
Scene, right?
Yeah, it's like Game of Thrones.
D&D like table that you could set up, but it's futuristic, right?
It reminds me of X-Men when they're using like the topography map that's got like the metal filings in it that come up to like create the environment. That's really cool.
Yeah, there's another movie where they did was it Superman Returns or something like that. They had something similar to that. It's like,
I think it was Lex using it.
I don't remember.
Oh no, the Kryptonians were using it. I think I know what you're talking about. I think
before the planet blows up.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a great body of work here. I may have chosen body intentionally. They tend to do a lot of
I was wondering that.
A lot of pretty ladies. But they also do a lot of great mechanical work. Just really great
They're
stuff.
all over the place. The fact they can do bodies with any sort of lifelike motion. I mean, that dragon there is stunning. Like they have organic, they have inorganic. I know a lot of people that really specialize in one area, and it seems like DW goes all over the place.
Yeah, just all sorts of stuff. So that was
super dope.
Why this was very much the top pick. Just cool. for a huge variety in their work, and just great quality all around. So congratulations, DW. Well won.
Yeah.
All
right, moving on.
Twitter in the chat if anybody wants to give them a follow.
Nice. Thank you, Lucas.
You got it, dude.
Moving on to our next category, most innovative designer of 2022. This is these are people who are pushing the envelope of what you can do with the sandbox. People who are making game mechanics that we haven't seen before, doing things that we might have thought were impossible. Just really, really doing amazing, mind-blowing things with the Sandbox Game Maker. Our nominees for that are Half Dork, Kajoyjeed, Man Gudai, Vox, and Yuri BX, also known as Yuri 308. I think the 308's on the Sandbox site, and the BX is on Twitter. I think we're just gonna jump into this.
Please, I'm excited.
Drum rolls.
Yeah, I need a soundboard. So congratulations to Half Dork for being most innovative game designer of 2022. Half Dork is consistently streaming on the Sandstorm meetup, Twitch, and sharing knowledge freely. Not only is Half Dork making things like rotating combination locks and like farming systems and just really super creative out there mechanics that other people aren't even trying to do. But he's sharing this knowledge with the community and
so freely.
Yeah, just really improving the ecosystem by giving that knowledge out. So congratulations, Half Dork. You earned this one for sure.
Yeah. That was a super solid list, but I mean, I've tuned into Half Dork's stream. As I turn in as often as I can. It's pretty early in the morning for me, but I still, if I wake up at that, if I'm at least halfway conscious around that time, I will turn it on. And I feel like he has answered so many questions for me and my team that I didn't even know to ask. Like I've clipped his shows so many times and sent it over to my team and been like, hey, watch this. This looks important. And every single time they reply back with, oh my God, I didn't even know about this. That's awesome. Thank you. Universally, it's amazing.
As Hodo Hill says, I try to absorb the knowledge in my sleep.
Nice. It's called osmosis. It's science.
Yeah. All right. Best indie dev of 2022. Now, I want to clarify in this category. These are people who have been making games independently, whether just to share on the gallery or in a game jam. It doesn't mean that they're not part of a studio in some of the work that they do. So some of these names you may recognize as being on teams, on other things, but they have also participated in game jams or the Game Maker Fund, things like that, as just themselves. And that's how they ended up in this category. So we've got Game Dizzy, Kajoijid, Vpire, VVox, and Yuri BX. And our winner for Best Indie Dev of 2022 is VVox.
Nice.
Oh, snap.
Very cool.
So VVox has been doing some really amazing things in the game jams. We love to see her work. So congratulations, VVox. Keep it up. Keep making great stuff. I don't know what else to say.
Once again, just right there with Half Dork in innovation and in game design, and bringing different styles to Sandbox. Like everybody just throughout, I can't say it enough. We have so much talent in our freaking community. It blows me away.
Yeah. Even says it here on the profile. 5 times 3rd to 10th place winner in the Sandbox Game Jam.
There.
That is consistency there. That's a lot of game jams.
Her her entry for the Ragnarok Game Jam was just, it was so elegant. I really
That's the one we played on stream,
it.
Right? That had the spawning monsters, the respawning monsters, and branching paths depending on which career you take. Yeah.
That was such a cool aspect. And the thing was that I didn't realize this until I'd played it a couple times. But when when the paths would branch out, when you'd use different, like when you go mage or warrior or archer or whatever, there was different quest systems as well. It wasn't like the exact same thing for every single one. Mm-hmm. So it was, if you chose a different start, you had a different like game, so to speak. And it was just, it was really innovative, and I was really impressed by it.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. All right. Yeah. Our next category here is Best Team or Studio, or I guess Best Studio or Team, of 2022. Our nominees are Lucky Cat Studios, Lululand World, Nabia Creative, Sandbrick Studio, and oh no, I mislabeled it. Sandstorm. This is what happens when I'm last minute frantically in Photoshop. So sorry, Sandstorm. Everybody should recognize their logo because they're all over the place. It's not Sandbrick Studio. We're gonna ignore that. That didn't happen. Lucas is gonna cover it with his body. Gonna jump on that grenade. There we go.
There we go. I can't cover it all. I can't cover
Close
it all.
enough. All right. Okay. So, we're gonna be nice in the chat, please. Let's be nice.
For real, all of these studios are just freaking amazing, and they constantly have a solid team that is always doing something out there, regardless of if it's, you know, official Sandbox or if they're just doing events for their communities. It's awesome.
All right. So yeah, we had let's see what are some of the experiences here. Lucky Cat Studios they've only released one thing so far, but what they released was so solid and replayable and fun. Yeah. I think Joe and Panda spent at least like 5 hours on stream over the course of multiple streams just playing that one experience. They've got another one upcoming that we are not supposed to talk about, I think. But if you check back through our VODs, I think there was some talking about it on an interview with them. Lululand has made a whole bunch of really ginormous experiences. You might need a newer computer for their stuff, but it's so detailed. So much going on in those worlds. Just a lot of fun to explore and a lot of interesting lore going on behind the scenes there. Nabia Creative. I first became aware of Nabia Creative because of the amazing like geometric artwork that they were sharing on Twitter. Just like really interesting like fractal and repeating pattern based buildings and sculptures and stuff. And then they made the Avenged Sevenfold experience, which was incredible, and I think the highest rated experience in Alpha Season 3.
Rainbow Bridge thing was
what was
so
that?
Cool. The Rainbow Bridge and the Avenged Sevenfold experience, like,
oh yeah,
it wasn't a bridge; it was more like a tube, a tunnel, or whatever.
It was so like cool. A portal to. It made me think of Stargate.
Yes,
like Stargate mixed with Space Odyssey
or Ragnarok. Okay.
Or that. Sandbrick Studio has been making a ton of stuff for game jams. They did El Bombero, Kiki's Run, Cards of Valkyrie, Tiny Kingdom, Tower Defense. Just a lot of really solid game jam entries from them. And then Sandstorm Meetup. Sandstorm Meetup is like it's more like a collective. You can't really define it as just like a single studio. It's got a ton of different creative people working for it. They helped with I think about like 10 different people in the Sandstorm ecosystem helped with the remake of the Empire's Statue of Zeus experience for season 3. They did an excellent job in a really super tight turnaround to make something super fun and solid in just a couple weeks. And you can see from their Sandbox profile just all the different artists who are working in the Sandstorm ecosystem to release really cool artwork. Even before we have full UGC launched, they're helping the artist community promote themselves, so they're doing a lot of good work there. All right, without further ado, we're going to present the winner here, and the winner.
Drum roll.
Just imagine a drum roll. Winner of Best Studio or Team for 2022 is Nabia Creative. Like we said, they did amazing work on the official Avenged Sevenfold experience. They made the World of Women NFT museum.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah.
Oh, that museum was stunningly beautiful.
Let's see if we got some. Oh, this is just regular. This is just World of Women's main profile, but yeah, they did that.
Just phenomenal work through and through.
I think I took like 1 million screenshots of the museum, so I might be able to find those.
The stuff that always gets me is how well they do railing of all things, and just in general, just, like, look at those buildings. They're just fantastic. Like,
Yeah, I wish I
it's just a
could.
solid,
I
like,
don't know if I can make these screenshots bigger. There we go.
that is just wild looking.
Yeah, that's
I
so
love it.
cool.
Some really amazing stuff. I didn't realize they did Spells of Genesis also, which was really pretty.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. I don't think it was as fun as the Avenged Sevenfold experience, but it was very, had a very nice art direction to it.
Right. I mean, regardless of which game you pick from, there's just something solid from that studio.
All right, so we're through our 5 categories that are directed at specific artists, creators, and teams, and we're moving on to our next 5 categories, which are for specific experiences. Our first category is Best Narrative Design of 2022. These were games that had really engaging stories, really nice writing. They went beyond just game mechanics and gameplay loops to have something going on that kept us invested in the characters and what was going on in those worlds. So our nominees for Best Narrative Design are the Atari Game Jam Divine Quest by Vpire, Dame Time Ogden by Metaventure Studios, Deja Vu by The Puzzle Bros, the Good Morning, Afternoon, Evening Game Jam GMAE Office by HD GMAE, aka Half Dork and Company, and the Tower Game Jam No 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 Mommy by Kajoijid.
God, that one was. I didn't expect that last entry to be what it was.
With the title like No 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 Mommy, I mean, you don't know what to expect.
Right. I had no idea, because we play a lot of games, folks, and you know, sometimes there are naming conventions that just make you go, okay, like I better strap myself in for a long one here, and it's really surprised me. It did just purely got me right out the gate, and you could see the sense of humor of why the name was that way immediately.
Very cool.
Yeah, all of these were really fun experiences. Most of these we played on stream. So unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to play the puzzle No 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 Mommy on stream because we had that update from 0.6 to 0.7, right. Meaning that I couldn't play that. I was able to play the first level sort of, but didn't really work. So I'm hoping that gets an update in 0.7 or 0.8 so I can actually play that one all the way through. But most of the gameplay was on YouTube, so I was able to watch that. And even just watching it was a lot of fun. And yeah, all the rest of these we played on stream, either in part or in full. And they all had really engaging narratives that kept me motivated to get through. Because sometimes you play a game where like it's really just the fun gameplay loop that's carrying you through, and you don't really care about the characters or the story. And sometimes those are fun for like a little bit, but once you get tired of the main gameplay loop, you don't really have anything left to pull you back in. But these stories are like really keep you going all the way to the end. They make you invested in what's going on. They make you want to care about the characters. There were other ones that might have made this list, but were too long ago. There have been lots of good narratives in the sandbox since people have been doing these. Specifically, the Walking Dead Game Jam, which was in 2021, had a lot of good narratives in it, but it was too long ago. We can't do that for this award ceremony. So,
right, this is specifically this year. Next year, I can't wait to see what happens.
Oh yeah, and we're getting more tools in 0.8, which are going to make, I think, narratives a lot more exciting. All right, so our winner for Best Narrative Design of 2022 goes to Deja Vu by the Puzzle Bros. This one was super interesting to me because I really love some games that feel like direct inspiration for this, specifically Alan Wake and other games by that studio, which I can't remember the other. There's Alan Wake and the one with the bullet time guns, where you're a police detective. I can't remember what that's called.
Bullet time guns?
Oh, you
Looper?
No, it's it was one of the first games to really use bullet time.
Fraggle Rock. Return to New York.
Somebody in the chat's gonna know what I'm talking about.
I don't even think that's a real movie I just said, so I obviously have no clue what you're talking about. I mean, is there a Fraggle Rock movie? If not, there should have been.
I think there was. Max
Payne. That's what I was trying to Thank you, 1BOXT in the chat. I couldn't remember Max Payne. Good grief. Fraggle Rock.
What?
We have fun here. I just
start guessing things.
Super Hot's another good one, but no, I was thinking specifically Max Payne. It's this Deja Vu had a really super interesting setup where like your wife is murdered and there's this whole mystery behind it. Let me see. I think we can play the trailer maybe if we can.
Okay.
If I can find it here. It says we got specific experiences. Let me see if we can find the trailer. Is this it? It's a clip. Well, this just gives you the view at least.
I have a very angry and upset kitten who's clawing her way up my leg right now.
Oh, okay. Does she want to co-host?
I mean, let's see. Come here, Battle Cat. Okay. She's my little
That's
battle
a kitten?
cat. Yes, this is my kitten.
That looks like 5 kittens got glued together and rolled in extra fur. That is a big kitten.
She's only like 20 pounds.
She's very fluffy.
Yeah, she's very fluffy.
It's a very adorable puppy.
Cosmogrog says they'd pay good money for a Fraggle Rock game with bullet time features.
I could not agree more.
Basil Ada on YouTube asks, how are we choosing the winners? Was there a voting that I missed? No, there wasn't voting that you missed. This was a list compiled from nominations from people inside the council as well as people that we know. And then the council itself voted on these. It's kind of like the Academy Awards. So this award ceremony is specifically from us. We may in the future do People's Choice Awards and other types of stuff, but we need time to figure that out. This was kind of like
it was all internal.
This is a little bit of a last minute, like end of the year, like we wanted to do something extra special for the community. So thanks to Joe for this idea and for my sleepless nights. And
were they worth it?
I think so. I think
always.
I'm happy with what's going on here. And hey, we got Razul the Nobody here. Thanks so much, stream team. A year ago today, I downloaded the Sandbox Game Maker. I can't believe this. It's only been a year.
It's only been a year.
It goes by so fast.
A lot of our new content creators that are on this list only showed up this year.
Yeah, that's true.
And I mean, I know it feels like you've known me and this voice for so long, an eternity, but I was only in here in February.
Of 2021?
No. Of
2022?
Yep.
What?
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Wait, what was it?
It's been a fun
ride.
Been
less than a year that we've known Conrad.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like that at all.
Because we were introduced when you started helping during an alpha season. Was that season 3? No, it had to be season 2.
Season 2.
It was right at the end of season 1
Oh wow.
I
Okay.
started getting involved. Yeah,
Hmm.
it's been a fun
All
ride.
right. Well, anyway, congrats, Puzzle Bros, for Deja Vu. That was great. We're gonna move along to the next one here. I know Luke is gonna have to jet after a bit. Maybe we want to drop a form though. Start giving away some staffs and a hat, maybe.
Okie dokie.
Ooh,
I'll do that right now.
I'm excited to see these stabs go out and to see maybe different renditions or something along the lines, similar to how you're doing the hats. I'm so excited with what the Wizzies will become.
Yeah, we've got some ideas. You're gonna have to.
What?
People will have to stay tuned on staff stuff.
I don't believe you. You never have ideas.
No, never.
Never.
It's all lies.
There's always something cooking with you and Wizzies, Alex. So I know I can't wait because any beans that happen, they could change at any moment, and it only gets better. Like, it's fantastic.
All right. So moving along from best narrative, we now are announcing the best level design of 2022. So you might see that in several of these categories we have repeat nominees, just because some of these games were just that excellent. So these were all narrowed down of a list of several dozen experiences, and then in each category we scored, and then sometimes people just kept on ending up in the top 5. So we have again Deja Vu by the Puzzle Bros. We have the GMAE Game Jam El Bombero by Sandbricks. We have the GMAE Office by HD GMAE. Maya Water Park by 01A1. And No, Mommy by Gajoijid.
Every time.
You got to say the full name.
You got to say the whole thing.
Every single time.
All right. So, we talked about some of these other games already, but specifically El Bombero had a great gameplay loop. It was a lot of fun. And I think with some updated leaderboard features, that could be a returning favorite. Somebody saying Deja Vu or we riot. Well, Deja Vu already won the last category, so please don't riot if they don't win. We'll have to see. And then Maya Water Park also had excellent level design, and was a great example of having some forgiving checkpoints. So that way, if you fell from a high place, you'd end up back in a place that made sense. Any comments from the peanut gallery?
I'm just excited to see who wins. I'm a little this is one of those categories where I'm like, I don't know which way I would have gone on this. So I was
Lucas doesn't know. Lucas doesn't know what the winners are. So
yeah, and all of these I thought like I had like something in mind where I was like, okay, this is who I think is gonna win this. And then this one, I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
All right. Well, then let's figure this out. Winner of Best Level Design 2022 is Maya Water Park by 01A1.
Hey.
Oh, I remember this one.
Just in general, just how this game was set up for platforming, it really stuck with me throughout.
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of similar platforming designs, but the fetch quests themselves didn't feel like they interfered with your direction. It just in general, trying to be creative with your placements in certain parts and just the progressive difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
it reminded me of like a pool party as well
Right.
as a
Yeah.
platformer. And there was so many different assets. I remember when we streamed this one, Alex, that was the one where you wanted to equip every single piece of equipment that was possible in the game
Yeah.
so you could show it off. And we ended up streaming for like 4 hours.
There's so much equipment in this.
So much.
Yeah.
And it's all unique and cool. Like there was a few items where it was like, here's a hat, here's a different colored hat. But aside from like one or two items that were like that, all of them were incredibly unique, and most of them were parts of sets. So
Right.
it was really cool. It was really you'd tell they put a ton of time and effort into that experience and the assets involved with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this we actually, one of our nominees for best artists did a lot of work on this as well. I'm trying to remember which one it was specifically. Let me jump over to that screen real quick. Kinhim. So if you want to follow at Kinhim1 on Twitter, they did a ton of the asset work on here.
Very cool.
This game also, we just missed it because the screen transition, but they had this amazing end credits sequence.
I remember that. It was like the crawl screen on Star Wars. Was that what it was?
Kind of, yeah, backwards.
Okay.
And then it was also the first example of a game in the alpha season that I can remember that used the player name feature, where the characters on the end screen would actually like congratulate you by name at the end of the game. Which is pretty cool. So yeah, great job, 01A1. This was a great experience, and we had the great privilege at the council of doing some of the preliminary testing on this, and doing QA work to make sure that all those puzzles and all those mechanics worked really solid. And you can check out 01A1's Twitter right here.
And just seeing the game progressively grow too, and being a part of that, like you can really see, how the level design is done, and you end up getting a lot of the background on some of the ideas as well for progression.
Mm-hmm. All right, moving on to our next category. We've got Best Game Design of 2022. Now, this category is specifically game mechanics, the game mechanics being solid and interesting. So we're talking about fun gameplay loops, fun, engaging ways of doing the gameplay. So for that, we've got Bear Kitchen by Yearly 308, Care Bears Game Jam, Care Rail Co. by... Oop, I lost my name here. Care Rail Co. by Mangudai, The GMAE Office by HD GMAE, Streamers versus Community by Yuri 308, and No, Mommy by Kajoiji. So each one of these was a ton of fun. We'll talk about each of these real quick. Many of you who watch our show saw these before. We already talked about No, Mommy. But Bear Kitchen was like a cooking, I don't want to call it a cooking sim, but it was a cooking management game, I guess is what you'd call that. Kitchen management game. So you would get orders at a window, and you had to grab the right ingredients and send them through the right process and serve the customer before they got annoyed and drove off. And then things would come into the kitchen to try to mess you up. It was just a ton of fun, and was not too challenging. It probably could have been a little bit harder, but it was definitely engaging, and it was a lot of fun.
Right.
And I almost got a perfect score.
Really good mechanics and everything done very quickly too, for because it is a game jam.
Yeah.
And that's what I love when we see that extra creativity done for these short game jams. Just how quickly they can think of these concepts or have them in their back pocket to get ready and do them.
Mm-hmm. The next one was Care Rail Co. Having a hard time saying that, by Mangudai. This one was astounding. Like I was totally impressed by the setup for this game. Unfortunately, I don't. I'm not sure if it currently works. I think it should still work in 0.7.
I never played that one.
We did it on stream. I don't know if you were with me, but I did I play it on stream? I don't remember. But it was basically a puzzle game where you would set up rail tracks, and you could select like a horizontal piece, a vertical piece, a right turn, a left turn, different intersections, and you'd set them up on this grid to try to get a train from one end to the other, also performing certain tasks like picking up your cargo, stuff like that. Definitely needed more levels, but again, for being in a game jam and the time constraints of that kind of production, it was so polished and also visually really nice. So just really impressive gameplay, and I was really surprised by how well it worked. GMAE Office, we played that in full on stream
multiple times.
I think twice actually. Just a ton of fun, real blast to play. A lot of variety in the different kinds of like puzzles and tasks that you would have to do. There was a little bit of something for everybody. Streamers versus community was a I don't know what you would call it, like a canon game.
Yeah,
It was kind of like a coin launcher game, I guess, in a way, but different. You'd have to knock down stuff hitting it with a cannon. And I was surprised with how well it worked.
Yeah, me too.
Because physics can be very finicky in games, and the Sandbox is no exception. And especially because the Sandbox has no real physics tweaking options to fine tune. That's just amazing how well they got the cannon launching, the consistency to be able to set it up with scaling power and rotating the cannon. So really great job on that one. That was just amazing work there. So you actually see that Yearly ended up in the best game design twice here, because that both with Bear Kitchen and Streamers versus Community. So great job to them.
Also, point out one thing really quick: the intro video that they did, or the teaser video they did for Streamers versus Community, was funny. It was beautiful. It was smooth. It was so incredibly well done. Like, I probably watched that video 30 times.
All right. So our winner for best game design of 2022 is the GMAE Office by HD GMAE.
Nice.
Yo.
Congrats. I wish I could remember who the whole team was. I've been told more than once who the other people on that team were. I see Half Dork is in the chat. Half Dork, can you give a shout out to everybody who put in work on this?
I want to say that some of the content creators had a little challenge and put together teams for this one. I believe it was that competition, though. I do know that it may have happened more than once, but it's just so cool to see, all of these great creators team up and share their talents with each other. And Halfdork does say it was Nervex74, Boxmaker Mark, Tom Voxel, and of course Halfdork.
Great work to that team.
Halfdork says, thanks all. For the record, I did not vote for myself in any of these categories.
So yes, full disclosure, Halfdork is officially part of the council now, but he did not vote in those categories where he was nominated. So good on him. He did not influence the score on his own team's game. So Halfdork's a pretty honest dude.
Very noble. I like it.
All right, moving on to the next category. we have Best Art Direction of 2022.
Ooh.
So these were games that were visually stunning, cohesive in style, that just kind of brought everything together in a really nice way. And the nominees are Streamers vs. Community by Yuri 308, Maya Water Park by 01A1, No, Mommy by Kajoy the Tree Musketeers,
Clever.
because they're like squirrels,
Very
by
clever.
Single Sock Studio, and Toon Defense by Ecoverse Studio.
I don't remember Toon Defense.
Toon Defense was it was from the Tower Defense Game Jam, and it had a whole bunch of really unique characters. You can see them in the thumbnail there.
The thumbnail's beautiful.
Yeah, so each of the I think there were 4 or 5 different characters that you could place on the map to be your defenders. It wasn't tower defense so much in that you could place different towers in different places, but you would activate these characters on the map, and it was just kind of like waves of enemies would run at them. But they each had a different. Yeah, they would level up. You would earn XP, and you could pay to level up the character. And it was very clear that it was the same character, but with like they'd either like get bigger and buffer and have more gear, and like just very clear art direction. Really, really beautifully done. And interesting visual style. They're super cute too. So yeah, Toon Defense was really good.
I'm gonna check that one out.
Tree Musketeers was a really good example of using the fixed camera to present a user interface that was totally made in engine. Not just using the asker behaviors to do menus, but you would actually control like a cursor across the map, and then it would, with the fixed camera, it would put things really close to the camera, so you'd have like a character talking to you as like not standing on the ground. It's kind of hard to describe it, but if you look up the videos for the Tree Musketeers, it's really cute.
Right. It had a character next to their face next to the actual talk bubble, like old RPGs, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like a lot of like the old Final Fantasies and things like that Alex has been playing.
Yes, thank you everybody who was on my personal stream last night. That was wild. I've never been in a hype train before, so it was weird to like get one, and I'm like, what's going on? I don't understand. So
How many people were there?
I think I only had about 20 viewers or so, but I got 12 subs in my first night as affiliate. So thank you to everybody.
Pretty exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, you people are wild. Cool. I love y'all. All right, so for best art direction in 2022, we've got. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm doing a bunch of things behind the scenes here.
It's just creating the suspense.
Tree Musketeers. So we get to see exactly what we were talking about.
This one in the Tower Game Jam was a treat, I gotta say. Like, just how
this is what we're talking about right here.
With the narrative too. Oh man, it was just solid through and through, and it really was a tower defense game. And
yeah, it even this like building in the front, you get this building in the foreground that gives you like this perspective of being like really high up off the game board, and your perspective will shift depending on what part of the game you're in. So the way they manipulate the player character's position, which you can't even see the player character because it's hidden from the screen, but after you get through all this intro stuff, you actually transition down here to the ground, and you're controlling a cursor that will select different menu options and move you around to set up your towers.
How?
It really feels like in like some of those old school RTSs, just with how the controls go. But each character was like, each tower was unique. Just all in all, how they did this really simple style that was able to still capture, the battlefield of what this is supposed to be, right?
Mm-hmm. We're gonna skip. This is like a full playthrough, so
Let me
skip ahead a
I
little
got
bit.
one question for you. When we started it out, we had, like you guys were talking about, the avatar face next to the word, like the word bubbles, if you will. The intro of the game had the character sitting there. How did they do that?
So I don't have a behind the scenes look at this specific game, but where they place, because there's a fixed camera, if they respawn the character in different places, that will automatically move the camera to whatever their fixed viewpoint that they want is. So they probably had to do a lot of testing to say, okay, if the character is up here, how much of the screen do you see? And then if I want to see, closer down to the ground, you got to respawn the character, probably underground, I would think. So you don't see like the little dust footprints moving around.
Yeah.
But then when they have the character talking, like at the beginning here, so they've moved the player character up to this position. They've also spawned this NPC even higher than that, up close to where the camera would be.
I gotcha.
So if they put the NPC too close to the camera, it would actually probably clip through the camera view, and you'd actually be seeing like inside the character. So they have to, again, do some testing, lining up, making sure that position is exactly what they want.
So well
and
done.
then they're just spawning it like sideways. So like, from inside the game editor perspective, the characters, sideways at an angle, rotated a little bit, and maybe using the animated decoration behavior to pick a specific animation for this character, or maybe this is just what its idle is. It's definitely a custom character. You can tell by the scroll in front of it has some extra nodes to rotate the paper. So yeah, and they just probably despawn it when you go to this next phase here, so it's not casting a shadow on the ground. Actually, I'm not sure if it even had a shadow when you're up here. Oh yeah, you can actually see the shadow right here between. It's on the edge of the house. Right underneath it says, what are the different units that I could have? That's the shadow of the NPC right there. You can see it wiggling a little bit.
So cool.
Yeah. So it's just in the actual physical space there.
So elegant in its simplicity, yet very, very complicated.
And when you go to that overview, so like here we are back at that same first camera view, but the character's not there anymore. So they just removed it for that. And I've seen this in a couple other games, bringing stuff up on the screen like that. So it's something that several people have figured out. But when it's pulled off well, it looks really, really good.
Yeah, it really does. It's like Conrad was saying, it's got some real Final Fantasy vibes to it. It really takes it to that next level visually.
So congratulations to Single Sock Studio for winning Best Art Direction of 2022. Now we're going to move on to the big one.
The big one.
This is the best experience of 2022. Overall criteria. These were the games that we found were the most impressive this past year. And our nominees are...
And this is from each category summed up, right?
So it was a separate voting.
Okay.
So
this is just the overall feel, right?
Yeah, across any criteria that the judge is voting by. So we could have done it averaged across all the scores, but sometimes there's other like nuances to the way games feel that we just made it a separate vote. Okay. So here we've got Deja Vu by the Puzzle Bros, GMAE Game Jam, The GMAE Office by HDGMAE. No. Mommy by Kajoijid. Tower Game Jam, Tiny Kingdom TD by Sandbricks. And The Empire 7 Wonders, A Statue of Zeus by Sandstorm. And there was actually a pretty big team on Sandstorm. I think I saw a tweet that actually mentioned. I feel like I should mention who the specific creators were in this.
I know Dizzy was a part of it. I think
Game Dizzy
Voxel was there.
Let me find it real quick. I know I have the list around handy.
Yeah.
Let's see here. I have a link. Here we go. Okay, so specifically on the Sandstorm team was Graffetta, Tom Voxel, Iratos, Vox 9A7A, Little Legion Org, Biagio 77 Bila, Father Cone, Juan Mine, Ozcom, and Game Dizzy. So it was a pretty big team for the 2-week turnaround on that they needed all the help that they could get. So
yeah.
All right.
I'm still, even with a team that size, I'm still blown away that they got it taken care of in the time that they did.
Mm-hmm. All right. So I don't. Do we want to say anything about these? What we already talked about most of these. We talked about Statue of Zeus a good bit.
The only one
we didn't talk about Tiny Kingdom.
Tiny Kingdom. Yeah, it's the only one we haven't talked about.
Yeah. So Tiny Kingdom was super cute from the Tower Defense. Again, it was one of those ones that we felt like a lot of the games in the Tower Defense Game Jam were too short. And as we had to judge so many of them, it was actually probably a good thing that they were so short, because there were a lot of entries in that Game Jam. But with more time, we hope that all of these Tower Defense games will be lengthened, because a lot of them had really well put together mechanics. They just needed more time to build more levels, and that could be really challenging, especially with that tight delay. But Tiny Kingdom really spoke to me as being kind of like Castle Crashers in style. Had that kind of really cute look to it, and was just really solid mechanics. So we would have just loved to see that game get longer. Any other stuff from you, Conrad or Lucas, before we announce the winner of the best experience of 2022?
No, I've gone over. I've already said everything I need to about the other 4, and Tiny Kingdom is the only one that I haven't commented on. But it's also unfortunately one of the games I didn't play. So
did a very good job with very small assets, and is very cool. It's one of the ones that you should put on your radar to go back and play. Even if they haven't been able to update it, it still just visually was awesome.
I think that one even worked in 0.7. I do remember playing that one. So
yeah, I did. But once again, everybody, you are all fantastic. I can't say just how impressed I am joining this community and seeing the level of love from not only TSB and staff and these 2 wonderful people on screen here, but just all the builders. You fantastic. You artists, you found a place and you're doing great with it. Keep up the good work, and I want to see what you do next year.
Cannot wait for 2023.
You're not going to have to wait too long.
Nope.
All right. So, best experience of 2022 goes to the GMAE office by HD GMAE. Congratulations to everybody on that team. Half Dork and company.
This game, for me,
it had everything.
It wasn't just because I was in it. Okay, I need to clarify that. So what this game did was it put together all of the very basic versions of what the sandbox can do. It does the fetch quests well. It shows off platforming, and then they even had sections where you got to learn about what we do in the sandbox, and having some trivia with VoxEdit and trying to get you to get further engaged in the sandbox past than just playing this game. and it introduced like all of our wonderful ambassadors, the stream team. It was just the sandbox, and I loved it. Great job, team.
I feel like this is like a primer for anybody who wants to learn about the Sandbox community. Not only did it have an entire floor dedicated to learning VoxEdit, an entire floor dedicated to learning the Game Maker as like a fun educational game, but also, like you said, having all the ambassadors, having all the stream team there as in-game characters that you can talk to, and really showing their personalities. It's funny when candidly, Kristen in the chat, rigged. It's, you know, this was the only GMAE Game Jam offering in best experience. So not the only one in the entire award show, but it was the only one up for best experience. We're not totally narcissistic here.
Right.
I am. There's something about this experience that just, when I would think back on it, I would think about it as multiple like games instead of one big game. And I think that kind of tells to what you were just talking about with the different levels, and how there was a level for Game Maker and there was a level for platforming, or there's a quest for platforming. All these different aspects of the sandbox came into play in just one beautiful amalgamation. And like, when I think back on it, like, I think I had to like correct myself the other day, because I was actually talking about it, and somebody was like, I think both of those are the same experience. And I was like, wait, what? And I had to think about it for a second. I was like, oh my God, you're right. Those were both in the same level. Also, another thing I loved about this was lemons. That's all I'm gonna say. Leave it at that.
Right. Go give it a shot, team. Like, go out there and check out these games. I'm gonna link here in a second to the list of winners, and go check out all of these nominees that made it to this top 5 in each one of these categories. And we got an update from Kujoiji. Congrats to all the winners. A new version of No, Mommy is currently being developed, and planning to create it on my land to try hand playing it in January 2023.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Yes. I am so hyped to play this game past level 1.
Me too.
There's been so many experiences in the past year, and so many that I haven't had a chance to play. But that was definitely high on my list of ones that I FOMO'd. Really felt like I was missing out not playing that one. So it's all about that. No. Mommy.
Gonna have a big pause.
The pause just gets bigger every single time that I say it.
Every single time, man. You know what? We're all about it.
Next time, I'm going to end the stream with a no, and then I'm going to start the next one with a mommy.
Yep. There we go. And then that'll be the stream. That'll be the stream that we play the game.
Oh, I think you were going to say that'll be the whole stream, in like that's all he was going to do. He was going to pop
just 2
in,
seconds.
See mommy, and then cut the feed.
Yep.
All right.
Do you know what we could do is if the game's released early enough, we could say no, and then end the stream, and then we get to play the game next year.
We waited a whole year.
A whole year. That's patience. Dedication.
Oh, I don't know if my mom would be able to handle hosting. It's she'd probably get a little frantic. It's a little too. I love my mom. She's a great person. She's a great cook. She taught me a lot of stuff that I know. I was homeschooled up until college, the whole way through. But I have had to teach her how to copy and paste more than once. So running running the space shuttle that is streaming across multiple screens.
The things that we're used to and we're good at here in this space. Sometimes you can take for granted all the small stuff.
Very true.
Okay, let's get
Before we close out the stream, I know we're getting close to that. I do need to finish out this. I just closed out the form. I kind of
we got to do some giveaways.
Gotta do some getaways. So
Right.
give me a few minutes. I'll
Yeah.
get this wrapped up, and we can jump into it.
Let's fire up. Let's show off some 2022 swag here.
That would be a good time to remind everybody that it's okay to not do okay. And thank you so much for joining us. For real. From my heart, and I know I can most likely speak for everyone that is always on these streams. We wouldn't be here without you guys. Thanks for spending the year with us. Thanks for counting down the hours with us to get to the next one. And, might be getting teared up. I freaking love this community.
I like it. Hey, Alex, it's
What's
one per. We're giving away 5 staffs
and one hat.
It's one purple hat, correct?
One purple hat.
Got it, Coach.
All right, and be sure if you're looking for something to do on New Year's Eve and you're just watching TV, be sure to check out CNN because Sebastian is going to be in Metaverse interview.
Oh yeah,
on
with
CNN?
Christy Lou Stout.
Wow.
That I modeled here.
There's
on
our
CNN
host right there.
For a New Year's Eve party.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I don't usually tune into the news, but I definitely want to see something I made on CNN.
Yeah,
So.
absolutely. That's a feather for the cap, if any, if
Yeah.
ever.
All right, we're gonna show off some equipment here. We're just gonna have fun for a little bit.
We got to show off the dancing Alex, of course.
Well, this model's pretty old. It probably doesn't have a lot of dances. It has a few.
It is my favorite one of you.
The pumpkin spice. Yeah, I just need to update it. All right, let's find these staffs. Where are these? Here we go. Here is the 2022 staff. So unfortunately, we don't have like a really good way to hold a staff yet. We're working on it. So there's no real position where the numbers end up upright.
Right.
But if you place it in your game, as you know, the staff in the stone or something, it'll look pretty cool. This is using the Sandium metal, which I've done a little bit of lore on. I think there's 5 assets in total on the marketplace that mention Sandium in their descriptions. And I helped write the descriptions for all of those. They're not just assets by me. They're like other artists too that I've helped because they
Gotcha.
they didn't know what to put as their description. I'm like, I'm gonna sneak some lore in here. So we've got Voxelite and Sandium.
Okay.
This is the Sandium staff, and there's that. The Oak Wizard staff is the same base, but it does not have anything in its little claw socket here. So we may do something with that. We'll see. What other cool stuff have we got going on here? I've got maybe a little bit too much equipment.
Disagree.
Let's see. Picked up from Sandstorm Meetup. This is by Vox Machina. Got these adorable bells and bow. We've also got an Xmas shield by I Am Nigul. Nice little wreath. You can even just put this wreath like on a door asset. Like it doesn't even have to be a shield necessarily. It's just a good wreath.
I like it.
I grabbed the whole banana suit by Allodev. I am now become bananas.
I mean, let's be honest. It was the logical progression of things.
I've got the banana swords here somewhere. Oh, there's the banana shield. And here's The yellow banana sword. So many bananas.
I use the alpha banana sword often.
It's got decent stats. It's got 46 power.
Right.
Do I have the blue one? I don't remember.
You do.
I thought I have the blue one. Yes, there it is. With 63, you need to kick it up a notch. We've got some new stuff by Razul. We've got this very sad jersey here.
Oh, I love this one.
You know? Oh, I didn't notice the lightning before. That looks great.
Oh, yeah. Wayward and Rasul did a great job on this one.
I like how it lights up the jersey too. And then this one is super cool. Also by Razul here. It's a collab with Loud Meta. It's the Sunshine jersey. This thing. I love that, you know, when you do a roll, it's just like, it makes me think of like monkey balls.
It totally does, yeah.
And with the break dance, it's wild.
Yep.
I've got those winners.
All right. Who are our winners of our 5 staffs?
Okay. Let me do the purple hat first, and then I'm going to get into the... So the winner of Wizzy's Enhanced Purple Hat goes out to YouTuber Centurion. Congratulations. You have won Wizzy's Purple Hat. Now, for the 5 staffs, and just to clarify what staff these are, there's the 10 legendary. Those were for the actual contest winners. These are these, what level are these, Alex?
The staffs are common.
Common, okay. So yeah. 5 common staffs. Just, I don't want anybody thinking they're getting a legendary item if they're on this list, but they are still quite legendary. If that makes any sense.
Oh, for sure.
So, first winner, it goes out to Twitch TV, Go West 927.
Hey, Go West.
Congratulations. The next winner is Weltinho? Weltinho. WELLTINH0. Weltinho. Over on Twitch TV.
Oh, yeah.
Over on YouTube, we have Bazda Shaban, BAHZAD space SHAABAN. Congratulations. And then we have on Twitch TV, Mikhailov. That's, Mixelkoff. MIXALKOFF. Mixelkoff. It's kind of like the Superman villain, Mixia just a little different. And then to wrap it all up, we have over on Twitch TV our final winner in Dr. Metaverso. Congrats,
hey,
friend.
Dr. Metaverso.
That's it. That's everybody.
All
Congratulations to those winners.
Yeah. We're now sporting the Riddler's hat by Gikis, the Snower
that's cool.
by Graffetta, and Elven Christmas Boots by Rex Roach.
Wait, can you zoom in on the boots?
These boots are fire.
Are they made for walking?
They're made for holly jollying.
They're made for dancing is what they're made for. You should not be standing stationary while wearing those. Those are fantastic.
I like this weapon, though. It's got this little pump engine action going on here.
The Snower?
Yeah.
I'm really glad you pulled that out because I was actually wondering what that looked like when I saw it in the marketplace the other day.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I saw it and I had to have it.
I mean, that doesn't sound like you at all, Alex.
I don't have a shopping problem. What are you talking about?
No, you don't, because you solved that problem by buying all of the assets.
Yeah, I don't feel
All
like
of
buying
them.
it anymore.
Every single one.
Symptom cured.
It's like therapy.
Yeah, it's retail therapy, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's got an official name and everything. All right, I think that's all the new stuff I've got pretty much. There's also the I don't remember getting this.
Getting
I
what?
think I wish listed this, so it's showing up in my inventory for now. The Playboy stick. I just wanted to see what it was like. Oh, I did. I think I did pick these up though. The DJ Blondish shoes. These are pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of hard to zoom in on boots.
You give me meta envy.
All right. Well,
yes.
Thank you, Lucas. Thank you, Conrad. Thank you, everybody in the chat who's watching. Thank you to all of our nominees and winners. It's been an amazing 2022 with everything crazy and crummy and wild going on in the world. This place in the Sandbox is a happy and fun home for me. So you all make that possible. Happy New Year. Don't forget to watch CNN. See that interview with Seb.
I'm excited.
Just be like, hey, you were here before it was in the news. Like that. And we'll see you next year.
Good night, everyone.
See you later, everybody.